They began to worship an idol after God had taken them away from Egypt. God pulled them from Egypt and bring them to they were still on their way to the promised land. But the children of Israel decided to collect medals, necklaces, and earrings, bangles, and use it to mold a golden calf so that they will have a God they can see. And God was angry, wanted to destroy them, wanted to wipe them. Moses had a revelation of God's plan against his own people. Moses stood against God. Moses rolled his trouser, rolled his shirt, removed his cap, removed his garment, and said, God, let's fight. Why should you do this to your people? Don't do this evil to your people. If you should do this to your people, then your enemies will laugh at you. He stood on behalf of others. He pleaded. He refused to eat. He refused to sleep. He was on fasting. He was on prayers. And he was speaking to God. He was meditating. And he was mediating for others. And then he said to God, repent from this evil you want to do to your people. If you consume them, if you banish them, if you wipe them out, then how can it be said that you brought them out of Egypt only to go and kill them in the wilderness? God, repent. And God turned from what he has planned to do to these people. He calmed down because of one person. How many times have you ever gone out of your way? Yes, I know that person offended you. But you have everything in you to intercede so that the person will be blessed. God will have mercy on that person and remember the person. Is it just our own selfish interest, our own selfishness? We want it this way, we want it that way. And if God is not coming forth the way we want it, we quit. We want to give up. In fact, if there is any way to tell him you are not God, so many of us will have confidence to tell him you are not God.
You are right, sir.
My dear, watch this and hear this. God is too merciful.
Yes, sir.
If God should return to us what we are giving to him, if God should return to us the quality and the amount of service we are giving to him, sometimes some of us do attend church once in a month, some once in 2 or 3 months. And yet, when we run into troubles, we are good to call God, God of emergency. Yes, that is what he is. God of emergency. God of the second chance. God of the spare tire. God of after my first trial, I fail. I now remember God. I want us to understand that when there is need for us to quit, there is need for God to come in.
Yes, sir.
When there is need for us to quit, there is a need for God to take over.
I hear.
And where is God at that point that we want to quit? Where is the place of God in our life at that moment? Where is the position of God at that time? You quit because you are disappointed. You want to quit because you feel bad. Nobody is feeling happy and want to quit. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Nobody is okay and want to quit.
I hear.
You cannot be okay and you want to quit. You are quitting because you feel disappointed. You feel delayed. You feel messed up. You feel used. You felt that God have used you.
I hear.
God have messed you. God cannot handle your problems. You made another attempt because you do not trust God. You do not believe that God can still come through for you. Do you know? Some of us feel time don't they go. You sure say, I go still meet up. Time don't they go. I have to do something fast. And that is where alternatives come in. That is where we feel that, oh, let's look for another way. My dear, the reason why God wanted to wipe out his children was because they chose another God. They chose another means. When you have urge for another source, think twice. The after effect. Think twice. I know everybody wants it smooth. If you run your life in a smooth ground, the end may not be smooth.
Yes, sir.
If everything is going smooth and okay for you, my dear, go back. Go and use your microscopic spiritual myopian eye.
I don't, Papa.
Check what is coming in future. Because what is coming in future may not be smooth, may not be good for you.
Yes, sir.
I read the book of Ruth, chapter number 1, verse number 19 and 20, stroke 21. The Bible said, and Naomi returned back to Bethel. As she was coming into Bethel, some people said, is this not Naomi? Is this not Naomi? Some said, she's the one. Others said, no. This is not the Naomi that we used to know. The Naomi we used to know is plumpy. The Naomi we used to know is giant. The Naomi we used to know is not dark in color. She's fair. But this particular Naomi, I don't understand. This one don't pass Naomi. And when she came close, they said, though she's lean, though she's dark, no longer yellow, but she's still the look of Naomi we used to know. And they call her, Naomi, are you? Sometimes in life, condition will paint you black.
I hear.
Does that mean that you are black? No. But situation paint you black. Stop looking at that color. If you look at that color, you'll be deceived. Don't look at that state of life. Look beyond that stage of your life. See the golden color that God placed before you.
Yes, sir.
See the golden blessings that God placed before you. If you keep looking at that dark color, you will do mistake. You will take alternatives.
Yes, sir.
There is no glory without pains.
Yes, sir.
There is no celebration without challenges.
I hear.
Before you celebrate victory, you must have gone through fight. You must have gone through struggles.
Yes, sir.
Why would the psalmist say, though I walk through the valleys of the shadows of death, but I shall fear no evil. He has confidence that in the valleys of the shadows of death, he's not there alone. He's there with someone.
Yes,
and he has future that I will go through it and I will still come out of it.
Yes, sir.
And he said, though I walk through the valleys of the shadows of death, he encouraged himself. He equipped himself with faith that he will not sink in that valley of death.
Yes,
I will not die and stay among the dead. I will arise from the valleys of the dead, and I will see the glory when my cup shall full over.
Yes, sir.
Why would verse 4 come before verse 5? Verse 4 said, though I walk through the valleys of the shadows of death. Psalm 23 verse 4. And verse 5 said, thou anointed my head with oil. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. And thou anointed my head with oil, and my cup runneth over. Why will you go through the valleys of the shadows of death before your cup will run over? Why would you go through the valleys of the shadows of death before a table will now be set for you in the presence of your enemies? Can I tell you this? Setting a table before you in the presence of your enemy is not the problem.
Yes, sir.
God can do it. But will you manage the table so that they will not poison you?
Right, sir.
We are talking, Daddy.
The Bible said they are your enemies. They have charms there. They have evil there. They have everything there that can kill you. Will you be able to manage it? That is why some blessing you are asking for will not come now.
Yeah.
Until you get sense to manage your life.
That's so.
Until you get sense to manage yourself. There are so many of us that we have been asking for motor. I need a car. And the reason why that car had not come is that you do not want to use that car for the purpose that God wants to give it to you.
Yes, sir.
You want to use it to go and do show. Want to use it to go for clubbing. That is why the motor has not come.
That's so. You're right, sir.
Child of God, I want you to understand that God sees the end from the beginning.
Yes, sir.
You ask for it, you already know your plan when he gives it to you.
I hear.
That is why he withdraws it. That's why he gives you small of what you ask for. You ask for motor, he gives you bicycle.
That's so.
Is it bicycle you ask for? No, motor. But why did he choose to give you bicycle? Start from bicycle.
I hear you, sir.
Let me know how you will manage bicycle. You manage bicycle well, he give you Okada. Some of us, we throw the bicycle, dash it to someone. This is not what I want. And God will say, you that cannot manage bicycle that I gave to you, and you want motor, come and have the motor. He wants you to patiently accept the bicycle. And then he will watch you managing the bicycle. And when you wake up in the morning, you watch the bicycle. There are some of us that can even wear the bicycle clothes and rub the bicycle cream.
That's so.
I even want to find a way to give the bicycle food.
I hear you, sir.
And God is watching these things. Sir, don't think that God is a fool. It is we that takes God to be a fool. But God is not a fool.
Yes, sir.
He watches us from afar. And when he's watching us with intense good plans and good promises.
Yes, sir.
But when we fail in one promise, will he fulfill other promise? No. That is not God for you.
Yeah.
Don't think that everything that God gave to you is for you. Some are for that poor wretched woman that her children has always been crying for food every day. Some are for your siblings. If I should open your eyes to teach you about your family, you will know that God making you to be seeing 3 square meals a day, it's not because you know how to pray. It's not because you are stronger or you are more beautiful or handsome than others. You just found grace.
Yeah.
Sir, that thing that God is giving you is family money. He gave you 1 million naira so that 500,000 will be yours. 100,000 will be for the poor around you. Other ones may be for church and for the family where you come from. Remember God. Don't forget God when God gives you a blessing.
Yes, sir.
If you forget God when you have problem, it is the same God you will come back to.
I hear you, sir.
Don't use God. Don't overrun God.
Yes, sir.
At some point, have a return for God, a return of thanksgiving, a return of blessing, a return of service.
I hear.
Hello?
I
know you are not happy with me.
right on, sir.
But listen, and listen good. Don't use God and to do kalu.
Yes, sir.
Don't use God. Can you see me? God is not blind.
Yes, sir.
Even in the darkest part of your heart, God is reading and God is watching.
Yes, sir.
He knows the intent of your heart. My dear, part of that money he gave to you is for your siblings.
Yes, sir.
Everybody watch me. Everybody watch me. I want to teach you something.
Right on, sir.
Please watch me and listen very well. I may not teach this again because it will cause problem. And this thing you are about to learn, seal your mouth, keep quiet. What I'm about to teach you, keep quiet, seal your mouth. It is a word to the wise.
Yes, sir.
Keep quiet.
Yes, sir.
Apply wisdom in what I'm about to teach you. What I'm about to teach you is very important to you and will lead you very far in life.
Yes, sir.
God will create a family, father and mother, and they will give birth to 7, 8, 10, or 5 children, 4 children. Out of those 4 children, God will bless only one person. Do you know why God will bless only one person?
No.
He will collect, out of those 4, he will collect the destinies of 3 persons and use it to match to one person. God will collect the destinies of 3 persons out of 4 children. And when he collects those destinies, he will use it to mold and support one person's destiny. You know, that person has his own destiny also.
Yes, sir.
And God will collect other 3 and make it 4 and use it to build that one person.
Sir.
That is why you come to a family, one person is blessed.
I hear.
One person is enlarged. One person is doing well. One person is loved. One person is favored. Even your mother and your father, starting from when you were small, they like one person pass. They prefer one person. They speak of one person. And that favor follow that one person from small, even till the person grow.
I hear you, sir.
Now I speak this. One person that God favored, other people escorted that one person. Other people contributed their destiny. Sir, don't be wicked. That when God bless you with other people's destiny, you will also be wicked on them. Not to use that thing that God had given to you, also to flash on them. I'm coming. When you fail to do that, you will now be struggling. Because the more you give to them, the more you are collecting something from them. The more you are increasing the one you have, the more you are expanding that destiny that God had contributed for you.
Yes, sir.
The more you are giving to them, the more you are collecting. The more you are collecting. The more you are collecting. And check it. Anytime you give to your siblings, they start prayers. They start prophesying on you. They start speaking on you.
Yes,
they
sir.
start passing. And that thing they are passing, they do not know that it is their yet collected destiny that they are also pulling out and throwing on you. As they are prophesying, they are praying, they are sending, they are throwing their destiny onto you. And that is how you are increasing and you are expanding more.
Yes, sir.
But when you fail to do that, that one that God collected and gave to you, that one will be running down. But when you are giving to them, extending to them, you are collecting more and you are adding more and you are expanding more. And the more you are expanding, the more you are also throwing at them. The more you are throwing at them, the more you are increasing